What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. First things first, I just want to say a massive thank you for the support on that previous video. That was absolutely sick. I had loads of people DMing me saying that the video has helped them with their intensity, sort of sets and reps and stuff like that. I just appreciate the support, guys, and I massively just want to keep them going now. So we're on to part two, we're on to chest day, all right? So we're just gonna, like I say, we're gonna do one for each body part, and we're just gonna try and overload the muscle, fill it with as much blood as possible, really focus on getting a good pump, round the chest off, and yeah, I'm going to show you how I hit chest in the last phase of my off season. Let's do it. So we're just going to start this session off with a chest cable fly. The reason I like to do a fly movement to start the chest session is to open all the chest out. So I just think the chest fiber's running this way. So we want to try and open everything out, get everything loosened off, just 3 or 4 sessions to warm up, and then we're going to start getting onto our heavy pressing movements. So all I'm hitting on this chest cable fly is, again, I'm just going to pyramid the weight up just that little bit more each set, and I'm going to drop the reps just slightly. So I'm doing 20, 15, 12, 10, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw on a nice little drop set. But I'm not really going to be pushing too much towards failure on this exercise. I'm literally just doing it to fire up the muscle, so that when I go into my heavy pressing exercises, I'm really activated, I'm really in the zone, and as soon as I start moving them dumbbells up, whether they're 20, 30, 40, 50 kilo, they're going to be feeling really nice. I'm going to get a nice hard contraction. Everything's activated, the blood's in there. When I'm hitting that cable fly, as I'm driving them arms in, all right, I'm actually stretching, obviously, the chest out on the way up. And as I'm pulling down, I'm really focusing on keeping my chest out, rather than what a lot of people end up doing. So if you keep your chest relaxed, you're going to round off your front delts, and every single bit of tension, there's no tension on my chest right now. Whereas what I need to be doing is keeping my chest pushed out. So as soon as my arms start coming in, the first point to touch is my chest, okay? That's what you've got to try and think about when you're doing this. That's the only way you're ever going to work your chest. Otherwise, we just end up stupidly rounded, dead forward, and we end up like this. We want that posture where we've got that big chest, all right? So we need to keep that chest right out, stretch out, and drive in, and really push that chest out, contract it together, and then bring it apart. So yeah, we're just gonna go heavier each set. We're gonna work for about 10 reps. Let's go. Chest out. Similar to that back session as well. The reason why I'm doing this first exercise to get everything activated is because I want every single exercise from this moment on to be fire, all right? I want to be feeling every single thing. If we're not feeling the exercise, we're not working, all right? We're not working at all right? So like I said, we're going to do a triple drop set. It's going to be nice and controlled. It's not going to be too crazy. I'm not trying to over fatigue myself. I'm trying to activate the muscle, all right? So we're still going to drop the weight, really drive out the reps, but not to over fatigue. We want to be feeling that blood in there after that warm up. As soon as we move them dumbbells, everything's going to be contracted. Let's move on. So we're going to hit incline dumbbell press for my first exercise. I personally prefer to hit the incline just one up. So I'm looking at around there. I feel like when I'm hitting this exercise that it really helps me get good contraction when I'm here. So I'm pushing up. If I'm too high, sometimes my front delts overactivate, whereas when I'm right the way back, I keep my chest right out. When I'm pressing, my elbows stay nice and far down, my traps stay dug into that bench, and I drive up. And again, like I said on the fly, first point of call to touch is the pecs. we're not rounded so that we're doing all the work with the front delts. It all comes from the chest. Drive up and press with the chest. So a common mistake I see with a lot of people straight away is that they're going too heavy when they're warming up, all right? Although I've already activated my chest right there, I'm still gonna start building up the weight when I'm actually getting into the session. I don't just wanna go and start ripping 40, 50 kilo because I'm warm, all right? Just go through the range of motion for a couple of sets. Don't take yourself to true fatigue. Just warm the muscle up first. Then as soon as you actually start building up to the weight, it's miles better for you. Again, I'm sticking 10 to 12 reps just while I'm warming things up. I feel like this is like a focus point of the session. When the straps go on, it's starting to mean business then. I feel like it gets me psyched, it gets me in the zone. That's why I always wear a cap. I said even when I just put my cap on, I just feel so focused and in the zone. Let's work things up that little bit more. Still keeping the form. Like I said on the back session the other day, still keeping that form nice and tight. Easy. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been trying to focus on, especially my off season as I'm getting stronger. I want to move that weight like under full control. I'm not trying to just press 20's fine, press 30's fine. And as soon as I start moving up a little bit heavier, form goes out the window. I'm doing half reps, end up on the form police. And once again, like I mentioned in the last session as well, guys, had a few people message me about this already. The intensity factor is also created by your rest times. I'm not spending half an hour in between my sets. You'll see it all the time. You're sat there on your phone, I'll do one set, sat there on my phone, do another set, I'm sat there on my phone. Just get a move on, you're in the gym to work at the end of the day. Like, yeah, 100%. Maybe just go on your phone for a minute max. Don't be sat there all day long. The only time I ever go on my phone during sessions is when I'm changing my music, get my head psyched, I get back involved. That's what it's all about. That's how you keep the intensity. Ah, come on then. Come on. Come on. Get the fuck up. That's what I'm talking about. And again, because we've done them flies, every single time I press them dumbbells, I can feel that exactly where I want to feel it. I want to build that top shelf. That was another point from my last show that a lot of people told me I need to work on. When I'm hitting my shots on stage, I need to fill out a little bit more here. So now, when I'm standing there, I feel like I'm filling out that area a little bit more. I'm just filling in the gaps, because before it was like a little bit indented on that top chest, whereas when I'm actually hitting my shots now, my chest feels a lot fuller, and it's going to help me create that round look up top and a nice small waist. That's what I'm working for. So last set, we're actually going to back the weight off just a little bit and actually put in a drop set as well. So I'm going to probably go around 35, something like that. About 35. I'm not going to overthink the weight too much. 35s, and then move like maybe 25, 22 and a half, something like that. Really focus on that blood flow part of the session, right? So like we did in the back session, really focusing on that last set. I want to overload the muscle as much as I possibly can. So I'm going to shot these back. I'm going to go. Oh. All right, let's go. Squeeze. Come on. That's how we want to be finishing the set. Obviously, that incline press heavy around that upper chest. So that's exactly where I've been trying to build for a long time. Really try and build that top shelf. But equally just as important, to create that nice 3D dome chest, we're going to go decline press so that we can actually really press from that under chest and get, like exactly what I said, that proper shelf. That's what I'm aiming for. When you see these guys on stage, every single one of them, they're just like boom. Everything is just bang, 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 bang. And people don't realize how big half of them actually are. It's ridiculous. So for me to hold myself against some of these guys, I've got to be round, I've got to be full, and then I've got to bring skinless condition at the same time. But I'm excited. Let's go decline. So we're going in on hammer strength decline. Once again, emphasis behind this is really pressing right under the chest, so we're getting that big, round, full chest at the bottom. I'm just going to start nice and light, and again, I'm going to follow a similar pyramid to what I normally do. Work up and weight as the sets go on, and then a really nice triple drop set with a little training technique on the last set of this, because it's brutal and it's brilliant. You need to try it. I see a lot of people on this machine, if you're using a decline machine, try and get the seat up. So where I sit on this, right, the decline press needs to follow the bottom line of your chest, okay? So when I'm pressing through, I'm squeezing the bottom of my chest. If you go too low on the seat, then you're going to end up including a little bit more middle and top chest, which we don't want. This is a decline press. It's for the lower portion of the chest. So we're going to get that seat up a little bit more, and really focus on pressing with the exact muscles that we want to use, okay? We'll bring up to about there, and you'll see exactly what I mean. As soon as I sit down, I'll just get a warm-up done. So as you can see, as soon as I'm moving forward, I'm using the bottom part of my chest right now. As soon as I actually press this forward, I'm using the bottom part of my chest. If my arms are up here, I'm going to be using a lot more of my top chest, yeah? Whereas the decline press is for the bottom part of your chest, so we're pressing out, but keeping that chest right out as hard as we can. So as soon as I press, I'm using the bottom part, so I'll hit a nice little warm-up first. Currently working around a little bit of a shoulder injury at the moment, so I have to be careful of what I'm doing, and the exercises that I'm selecting today, the exercise that I've been doing for the past few weeks, and I'm sort of just trying to work around it. I think it's a little bit of like my rotator cuff. When I like internally rotate my shoulder, it kind of just twinges a little bit. So if you're ever in that sort of situation and you kind of want to keep doing your training, you've got to make sure that you train smart. You've got to make sure that you actually train around the injury rather than just coming in and doing sort of your usual stuff. If it hurts, don't do it. You know what's like training pain, where my chest is burning, feels like it wants to flip and give up, and you know what's like, shit, I'm probably going to hurt myself pain. You know what I mean? So distinguish between them both, and then you'll find the balance and be able to actually work around sort of a little niggle or injury or anything like that. So that's a nice little tip for you guys. Trying to do every single exercise for a purpose. Every single exercise has a purpose in this session. I did the incline, I did the flies first to really spread everything out, get the blood flowing. I did that incline to really focus on that top portion of my chest, really on my focus area. And then I'm doing the decline now to again round the bottom of that chest off. So every single exercise in my session has a purpose. If you've got a body part that you want to bring up, say, I want more on my upper chest, focus on it. And when you're doing that exercise, think about what you want out of it, all right? I'm not thinking about like what I'm having for tea when I go home. I'm thinking about my upper chest growing when I'm doing it. So when I press that weight, I'm really squeezing the muscle as hard as I possibly can when I get to the top of that movement, thinking about that upper chest, thinking about that shelf that I'm really determined to get, do you know what I mean? So probably gonna go a little bit heavier. Just a little bit, just a touch, nothing too crazy. And once again, as you've seen there, whether I've got 1 plate aside or 2 plates aside, or if I go more, the form will always stay the same. I'll always be getting that stretch, I'll always be getting that squeeze, and I will not sacrifice the form just to add a little bit more weight on. Fuck. So I finished that set off there with some nice little partials. When I physically couldn't do full reps anymore, I literally just went bottom range of motion to halfway, just to really fatigue the muscle and just do the work that I couldn't necessarily do with full reps. So at the end of a set, that's sometimes when I can afford to. On a machine like this, it's a safe exercise. I can literally just hit some partials, overload the muscle, fill it up with as much blood as I possibly can, but still almost like stay safe. It's not like a flat barbell press. I wouldn't do that because that bar either comes back up or it goes on your neck. And again, we end up on a form police, which is not what we want. So final set, what we're gonna hit is we're gonna hit max reps on this. I'm gonna whip the 10s off. We're gonna go max reps on 2 plates. Then we're gonna strip it down again. And then when we just come to 120, we're gonna do 5. So we're literally gonna do 5 full reps, 5 partials, 5 slow negatives, and then 5 full reps to finish off. And basically what that's gonna be is obviously like 20 reps to completely and utterly obliterate the chest, get as much blood in there as we possibly can, and you'll see exactly the result as soon as I step off. The chest will be full as a house, which is exactly what we want. So 5 full reps, 5 partial reps, 5 negative reps, 5 full reps. It's gonna be disgusting. This first drop feels like nothing. Whew. Oh. All right, here we go. 5 full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 partials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 negatives. Press out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full reps. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, the blood is now well and truly in the chest. Woo. I need to get in some better light. I'll show you. Not bad for off season. All right, we need to fly now. We've secured the pec deck on chest Mondays. Hallelujah. All right, final exercise for chest. Pec deck is probably one of my favorite chest exercises. I'll either start my chest session with it or I'll finish with it, like exactly what we're gonna do. It's gonna follow a similar format, throw in a nice little training technique on the last set to really overload the blood into the chest. Finish chest with a wicked pump, and then we're gonna move on and just hit some triceps, all right? Because every single person always asks me, what the hell do you do for your triceps? So we're gonna hit some on the end. Just a quick insight into the pec deck, because again, I think pec deck is probably an exercise that I see butchered a lot of the time in gyms, and it's because people over-engage them front delts. The backrest on this machine is there for a reason. Use it, keep your chest out, because as soon as I start driving forward and I'm like this is what I tell people all the time, my clients in the gym, my online clients, we need to keep that chest out, because if you bring forward, there's nothing going on my chest right here. Whereas we use the backrest for what it's for, keep the chest out. As soon as we're coming forward, the first part of the movement that comes together is my chest, all right? So think about that. That's gonna be a big tip that I know a lot of you guys watching are gonna take note of that, and hopefully it makes your chest days a million times better, because as I drive that in, the first thing that comes together is that chest, all right? You feel the squeeze, and then we stretch back. And the other thing that we were just talking about 2 minutes ago is that when I'm coming back, I'm not overstretching. I'm coming until my chest is stretched, right? I'm not trying to go so far back that I start stretching out my shoulders and putting unnecessary tension on areas that don't need to be targeted. I'm not trying to work my shoulders. I'm not trying to snap my rotator cuffs, right? I'm trying to work my chest. So I stretch out until my chest is stretched, and then I will drive back in. We're starting to get a little bit of heavy weight. We get the blood flow, we keep the form, ticking all the boxes, guys. We're ticking all the boxes. That's how I've built my physique. I've not built my physique trying to lift stupidly heavy, trying to lift with ego, trying to just sort of mess about. I'm actually trying to feel every single thing that I'm doing. And if I'm not feeling it, in my opinion, I'm not working, all right? I need to feel every single movement, and then I know that I'm confident that I've worked hard. So we're gonna go heavier again, and we're gonna finish this off with drop set, time under tension on that drop set, which I'll explain. And then we're gonna do like a little bit of a burnout. So we're gonna do a triple drop set. First set is gonna be just heavy to failure. Second set, I'm gonna really slow it down and go time under tension. So that means slow negative and slow positive on moderately heavy weight. So that's gonna be disgusting. Then I'm gonna drop it down again and really try and push the blood, overload the muscle, finish the chest session off with a savage pump. That is the plan. That's horrific. If anyone repeats this workout, you'll know exactly what I mean, because that is savage. Full chest, from top to bottom, feels pumped as hell, in bits. We've moved a bit of weight, we've got the reps in, got the sets in. Like, I've targeted my chest, I'm not getting any pain through my shoulders, I'm not overloading my triceps or anything like that. The full session has been focused on chest, and that's something that I think a lot of people really need to focus on, especially people who are like sort of new into lifting, or if you've been lifting for a long period of time and just aren't necessarily switched on when you're in your session. Get the mindset focused on the working muscle. That is chest done. We're now going to hit a couple of exercises on triceps. As I said, after the back session, which you all enjoyed, if you want your arms to grow, hit some triceps on the end of chest, hit some biceps on the end of back, and then give your arms a separate arm day, and you will get the best out of your arms. So let's hit them triceps and finish this session off. 3 grams creatine, 2 grams BCAAs, just to keep me topped up into workout. It's what I always use, and I find it's really nice, and it also helps me nail a full shaker. So when I'm coming to drink as much water as I possibly can on a daily basis, I'm looking at around 3. I'm not looking at too much at the moment, 3 to 4 litres. Once it gets to prep, I'll probably consume 5 to 6 litres of water a day, just to try and keep my body flushed out, to try and keep it nice and hydrated. But you guys are gonna see that when I eventually do start prep. Probably my most asked body part in the world, triceps. I actually don't do anything too crazy. Again, I just hit them twice a week without fail, and I do exercise that I really, really connect with. Rope push down is one of my absolute favorites for getting that horseshoe on the back of your arm. So as you'll see, it's all about, we're building the weight up, we're still getting the blood flowing, we're really, really getting good contractions, and we're really, really focusing on actually feeling the tricep work. We're not just mindlessly moving weight, we're actually focusing on that big squeeze. So when I'm hitting these tricep push downs, again, I'm focusing on the contraction and the feel of the muscle, right? So one of the things that I think a lot of people miss out on is when they're doing a tricep push down, they miss out on the actual negative part of the movement. When my arms are right up the top like this, that long head of my tricep is fully stretched out. So don't miss out on that part of the movement. A lot of the time, this is what I'll see. I'll see a great extension, so you get the squeeze, and then I see a lot of people just come into here, this. Yeah, you're only working the bottom part of the tricep right there. If you want to get that long head, that sweep on that tricep right there, yeah, you really, really come all the way up. So I want my forearm to be touching my bicep when I come to the top, so I get that full stretch, and then I get it all the way back down. Two sets in, blood's going in already. That's where we want it to be. Once again, we go a little bit heavier, and we go again. I'm never really going sort of under 10 reps as well, so although I'm trying to move heavy weight, I'm still sticking to that sort of 10 to 15 rep range. If I can get 10, I'm going to go for more. If I can get 15 plus, I'm going to start keeping the weight. I'm going to keep the weight going up, and then we find that weight where we're trying to fatigue, sort of 10 to 12, get as much blood into the arms as possible. That's the plan. So, as tradition, everyone knows what's coming now. Triple drop set, last set, yeah? So what I'm actually gonna do on this triple drop set as well is I'm gonna go turn them out as hard as I possibly can for the first set. Then I'm gonna do exactly the same on the second set. Then on the last drop, I'm actually gonna go out as far as I possibly can for the first part of the movement. Then I'm just gonna keep the ropes together and really, really focus on driving down. And again, we're really trying to focus on bringing that sort of horseshoe shape out. So once we physically fatigue and can't extend them elbows right the way out anymore, we're just going to keep them close in and really focus on like a little bit of a push down movement to really just finish them off, overload them with blood. That burn is so intense. That's what we want as well. Again, when we're focusing on the muscle this hard and this intense, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do on this is exactly what I said to you over there on the pec flies. I'm doing this exercise for a reason. I want to create that horseshoe. If I stand like this and then I stand in a pose position, you can see how much bigger I instantly look. And again, it's because the ratios, because the proportions, we keep the waist nice and small, we keep the proportions big. I really focus on doing this exercise with the ropes for that reason. I want that sweep on the side of my arm. So we're gonna move on. I think I might do tricep dips. So like I said, I'm trying to work around a little bit of a shoulder niggle at the moment. So I would normally sit on this machine and I would normally do it sort of front way around. But I've found just from the past couple of weeks that if I actually sit on this machine in reverse, it's gonna help my triceps. And it's gonna help me feel it on my triceps and take out my front delts. So I'm just sitting on it this way, and I'll show you exactly why. Because when I get into my position right here, I'm able to actually think about bringing my elbows back and driving that exercise down. So I'm still focusing on that horseshoe part of the movement right there, but I'm not putting too much pressure on the front delt. So if you've anyone who's got any shoulder problems or anything like that, or anyone who's just generally tight through that area, if you've got a plate loaded dip, sit on it in the reverse way around, you'll take your shoulders out and it'll all be tricep. That helps so much, literally so much. Again, like I said to you before, it's about training smart. We're not in here to just permanently injure ourselves for a long period of time. We're in here to train smart. If we've got any niggles or any injuries, we train around them. We don't just train through them. And then you keep it smart, you keep it effective, and you can actually think about almost longevity of training rather than wrecking your shoulder, then you're out of training for 2 weeks and you actually have to rest completely because it just hurts. That's not what we want, all right? So let's get another plate on. Once again, pyramiding the weight up. So I'm getting the heavy weight, I'm getting the volume, I'm getting the sets, getting the reps, ticking all the boxes. When I'm hitting them tricep dips on here, I'm really trying to focus on that lockout part of the movement. There's absolutely no definition in the back of my arms left anymore, so I can't really show you, but when I'm doing it, I'm thinking about locking my elbows out. Maybe some in this one. Locking the elbows out so I get that squeeze. If we're not getting that squeeze, we're probably only going to about there. We need to be there so you can see the muscle contract. Dips are definitely one of my favorite exercises for blowing the triceps up. I feel like it's just, once you start getting that tricep contracted and keep the flow of this, the actual reps going, they just blow up and burn and burn and burn and burn. And again, if you're executing the exercise properly, that is exactly what you're going to feel. If you're just mindlessly either trying to go in too heavy or just trying to use momentum and just trying to bang them out, it's not going to do a great deal. We're going to do one more set, chuck a nice little drop set on the end just to fatigue the triceps. Job done. Quite a few DMs have been coming through at the moment about current physique shape, and yeah, so I thought I'd do a little bit of an insight. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how I'm looking after this session right now. We're in the posing room at One Gym Stockton, and as you guys have always been asking me, what do I look like right now? So I'm actually coming to the end of my off season, and as you guys know, I like to try and keep it relatively lean, so I'm still in shape right now. I like to still keep my lines, and I've tried to keep that sort of process throughout the whole off season, just so that I can see where the muscle's being added. So I can clearly see that I've got more muscle in my upper chest. I can clearly see that when I turn around to the back, I've got more muscle there, which is great. Off season is one of them things where I think, in general, each their own. If people want to get sort of, I wouldn't say out of shape, but if they want to put a lot of weight on, if they want to sort of do their own thing and get as heavy as possible, that's fine. I generally don't like to do that, and plus if I ever get asked to do any opportunities like shoot or anything like that, I always know that I'm in shape. So, but yeah, this is currently how I'm looking right now. Obviously, chest and triceps just got hit right there. Still holding decent condition for that off season. Doing a little bit of posing gets me so excited to actually get back on stage and hit some shots. But yeah, one of my main focuses, as you guys know, has been bringing up this top shelf, bringing up the side delts, and as always trying to get a little bit more on that tricep so that when I'm hitting my men's physique style shots, I'm hitting my angles, this is where I need to be. So I'm nice and full up top. So my aim is obviously when I do start prep to keep this level of fullness while I diet in so that my waist just shrinks. Still keeping it in shape, and that's how I always wanted it to be. I'm going to finish up this vlog here. That was episode 2 of the Raw and Ready series. Hope you enjoyed it. Obviously chest and triceps, probably my favourite muscle groups to train. It's my favourite sort of visual muscle groups to train, and one of my big focus points for when I get back on stage. So that was exactly how I'm training chest at the moment. Like I say, working around a little bit of a niggle in my shoulder, but still getting it done, still fully targeting my chest. And yeah, it gives you an insight as to how I actually properly train. When I'm training, I'm getting the heavy weight and I'm getting the volume in, I'm getting the reps, getting the sets, I'm feeling every single exercise that I'm doing. And yeah, hopefully give you guys some more little tips. Try the workout, try it for yourself. I've seen a few people in the gym tonight who have already been saying that they've watched my back session and they've already done it, and they said it was fantastic. So do the same with chest. It'll open your mind up to a few different ways, a few different training techniques, and just kind of hopefully help your training become that little bit of a next level. And yeah, that's what I want. I just want to try and motivate, inspire people on this journey, and yeah, finish this off season strong, and then go into prep and yeah, and then get shredded. So we're going to do like a nice little road to the stage series. That's what I want to do as well. So put some comments in if you enjoyed the video. You know the score, guys. Like the video. If you share the video, I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.